Hello YouTube, welcome back to another day of training. I started off with a little bit of pulling using the arched back, which is my preferred pull-up variation for right now. At the end of the video, I do get into some alternatives to sitting in the chair, very much inspired by Cador Ziani and his Zanimal flow, his postures he uses to get out of the chairs and to get comfortable with the ground. But that's at the end. So here, doing a little bit of just basic strength. Started with the pull-ups and the Ido Portal push-ups, which I found I'm getting better at every single day that I do it, which I'm very happy with. And I feel like it's not too fatiguing because it's mainly strength and technique focused. I got a good comment the other day from Canadian boy Mike. Thank you for commenting and supporting the channel. Asked me about how I track my reps. Well, a big surprise, I track my reps with these videos I do. So I can record them and look them back. You should always record yourself because it's good to get extra set of eyes and you can really lock in the technique. But when it comes to how I pick how I will enter each movement, most of the movements are just done till failure because a lot of them are just very technically challenging, which means the technique and the balance is some of the hardest aspects of it. But when it comes to pull-ups, I take it, but for pull-ups is a different example. When it comes to the pull-ups or the calf raises, I try to take it to similarly to a technical failure. Just enough to get a good amount of stimulus while still managing fatigue because I like to train every day, so I try not to be overly fatigued at any one point, like from one day to the next. I don't want tomorrow to be a lot worse than today, which is not optimal for hypertrophy, but my goals aren't fully hypertrophy. They're mainly just to get better quality of movement, become a better mover, and just to also mainly strengthen the joints and the tendons, which are mainly done through putting the amount of force through the tendons and not the muscles and joints particularly. The joints and tendons take a little bit longer to recover, but they keep their strength for much longer. So thanks for leaving the comment, and you, the viewer watching, it wouldn't be possible without viewers like you on this channel, so please like, comment, subscribe. And here I am working the flexibility, the hamstring flexibility. Now what I'm doing here is I'm imagining I'm doing a pike press to handstand, and that is just how I'm adding specificity to my particular hamstring stretch. Now, the goal of these cross-legged bent positions is to get to a lotus pose. I can't do a lotus pose, and I haven't made too much progress, but I am sticking with it. I truly believe if I just, keep trying it every single day, I'll make some amount of progress into getting eventually a full lotus. But not too sure if you guys know any of you yogis out there or b-boys how to get the lotus pose. I spend a good amount of time here with the nighttime stretching. This, even though it's the pancake position with the straddled legs, I really don't get a stretch anymore from the floor. I've kind of maxed it out. I need to make it more intense if I want to stretch out the lower body through the pancake position. But I'm doing it like this to stretch out my back. My back does get a good amount of stretching when I do this particular straddled stretch. So that's why I spend a good amount of time doing it. I am really thankful for you guys for watching and giving me able to monetize the channel past day or so. So here most of this nighttime stretching was to warm up to the more intense middle splits that I attempt right here. And I'm just going to not do the bridge until I can, because right now it's just too cold and dry, and I just don't think I'd really be able to do the bridge because It's too slippery. The floor is too slippery for my hands and feet, and I just really can't get the bridge done right, unfortunately. So here are some examples of how to do instead of sitting. So I use a computer sometimes, and I have a chair, but I don't use the chair. I sit on the floor, and I try to sit onto the floor as much as possible. I'm not going to get into the reasons why, but just do it. It's good for your body, good for your health, alignment, function with the floor that's always going to be there. And falling down is a big issue for a lot of people at the end of their life. But all these postures I do are alternatives. You can flow between them, make up your own, which I would love to know if you guys make up any. And just to do any of these kind of kneeling, half kneeling, bending the legs, scissoring straddles, whatever they may be, to get used to the floor and get out of the chairs. Really, the biggest piece of advice that I got from Cadorziani was that don't sit just to sit down, sit to stand back up. So just let that ring and sink in, and you'll just see some of these postures that you can do. So sit down so that you can get back up.